NESD over-the-counter market, it was a bit quiet on Friday, and you can see the key indicators there on your TV screen. We've got the NESD OTC Chief Executive Bola Ajomale in the next few minutes when he spoke over the weekend on what the new NESD OTC Enterprise Program was all about. So let's just put that aside and move on to the fixed income market. This is a bit of a snapshot of what the Friday market looks like via the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange. Four most actively traded Treasury maturing between the tenors you see pretty soon on your TV screen. Yes, this you can see the 2018 papers there for you. You can see the July, May, October, and May 2018. And you can see the most important story you should be looking for there is the second column, where you have the discount highs. You can see rates are trending lower at the Treasury space around 14, 16, and 13.35%. At the Naira bond market, that's a bit of the most actively traded stocks. Well, that's quite a decent Friday, 20.60 billion Naira there. That's about all for the, just a quick review of where the markets were on Friday. Then we're going to have more discussions around that in the second part of the program. Meantime, the NASD, the National Association of Securities Dealers over the counter, that's what they call the NASD platform, has a new enterprise program, and that was what the NASD CEO Bola Ajomale spoke about on Saturday on our capital market show anchored by Temple Ashaju. In case you missed that studio interview, perhaps you're watching the Premier League teams thrashing each other on the fields of play. This is Bola Ajomale and Temple Ashaju. Let's take a listen.
We found out that a lot of information on the Nigerian economy, on the capital market, is missing. And so we're trying to, one of our first mandates is to bring transparency into the capital market. Okay. Another is to create liquidity in investments. Okay. And so in creating this portal, what we're doing is we're making it possible for enterprise to actually showcase themselves, to showcase how they're operating, to showcase their performance, their future. And at the same time, we see that there's a lot of investment that's going on from the private equity side of the market. This gives them an opportunity to actually go in there and shop for possible investments a lot easier. So what it does is it eases capital flows, and at the same time, it creates more transparency.
So who are your targets?
Okay, so every company that is in the growth mode is a target, really, because they are all seeking to attract capital, they're all seeking to grow their markets. And so all of them are targets. Again, we want to make it possible that enterprises are not forced into a situation where they have to take a loan because that's the only way they can raise capital. We want to give them another option of how they can raise capital and raise it easily from private equity. So on the buy side, we have private equity, venture capital, large accredited investors. And on the sell side, we have any enterprise that's growing, not necessarily any size or any age, but essentially any enterprise that's in growth mode.
And so why does the introduction to this said that it's all about the SEC-registered market operators?
Yeah, so we are, you run the risk of running this kind of market with people who are not experts in the market, with people who are not SEC-registered either. What we are avoiding by doing that is we're creating a very orderly system where the only people who can put up information on other enterprises are those who already know the business, who are already registered with the apex regulator. So that's why we're introducing it to them as another way of them even expanding their own product offering and service offering to the Nigerian capital market.
Okay, so as part of the preamble for all this initiative, it says that NASDAQ will bring immense value to the private investing community who will save on expensive research efforts and also of value to economic analysts and regulators like NIPC and the CBN. What's the involvement in here?
I think NIPC is very interested in encouraging investments into the country. Sure. We complement their activity because we actually go down into the weeds, essentially, to bring out the companies that really are in growth mode, that are really doing well, that may have otherwise remained hidden. So you don't have to be a big enterprise before you can attract capital from abroad. You can actually be a very small enterprise. Look at our fintech industry when Zuckerberg came in. it's because he knew about it. But for somebody who doesn't know about it, that industry actually is there. This portal gives that kind of industry the opportunity to showcase itself.
Okay, so it also says you'll be tracking the growth of these companies in an orderly manner. Can you explain that to us?
If an enterprise is able to attract private equity or some venture capital, an angel investor, or any investor essentially that has come in and taken a stake in the business, not only does everything end at them raising their capital, we also would follow the progress of that company, because essentially it's all about growth. So we'll follow the growth of that company, would hopefully get the company to the stage where it actually can approach the public market and then go for listing. So it's a way of nurturing growth companies to get to the stage where we have, it's creating a pipeline really for the capital market.
Okay, you've mentioned information provision, ease of capital access, processes. But how will these work out essentially?
So if you are an investor looking at Nigeria, there's a limit to what you can, to how much research you can do before you start selecting possibilities.
Studies, right.
However, if there is already a supermarket, so to speak, or a listing of all enterprises that's available that is looking to form a partnership, then it's easier for you to filter. This portal would allow you to filter by age, by size, by location, by industry, or by any mode you want. This portal would allow you to filter for as long as you're allowed to enter into the portal. You can filter to whatever industry, whatever age you want, and find an easy match. It'd be easier for you to find a match.
Okay, that's a bit of it from Bola Jomaledi, NES, the CEO. The CEO at NES, OTC over Securities Exchange. When we return, the stock market has overtaken fixed income in terms of performance as 2017 wraps up nicely on consumption. So are you overweight or underweight on stocks versus bills and bonds? Join us in part 2 and in 2 minutes.